all of these letters, all these words have 9 letters in it, so I think that's cute. And this will be so 17 SDGs, again, some of you may be familiar. They were formalized by the global world leaders back in 2016 after many summits at the UN of making our world a better place, more sustainable planet. And after that, Singapore developed its green plan based on this. So they kind of clubbed this 17 into 5 green pillars. And these are the pillars: city in nature, energy reset, sustainable living, green economy, resilient future. I think Singapore made it simpler for all its citizens to understand instead of that long list of 17. Next. And this is just to show you how they are all put together under these 5, how they match to the 17 SDGs. The best part of this is number 17 appears in all of them, and number 17 is all about collaborating and working together. That's one of the reasons I'm here, so that we can share information, collaborate, work together, share best practices. Next. Now let's bear in mind, all these things take a lot of time. Rome was not built in a day. The transition from traditional energy to renewable energy has taken decades. So everybody, it takes a pace, but every change matters. Next. So at Waterside, we have lots of residents who are aware, keen, excited. I'm one of them, and that's why I'm here. So we managed to do a few things. We've been involved in things inside the estate, outside the estate, with the CC, going on CC trips, getting qualifications, working on projects with schools and with their own independent groups, and all of them have been doing a lot. And the beauty of it is that it all aligns with the community, all aligns with the Green Pact, and it gets supported by our management. Our management is very supportive. Anybody comes up with an idea, as long as it's for the larger good, we usually get approval to do it. Next. So what exactly does it mean? So for all the resident engagement, I don't know if this is visible to all of you, but basically it's 3 main categories: waste management and recycling and what we do about it. A lot of the community stuff in terms of festivals and celebrating stuff together, and then efficiencies, which is largely water and electricity, and to some extent paper and materials as well. Next. So what do we do at Waterside? This is my favorite slide because we love to boast about it. So for reduction, we've done work in the area of water, electricity, plastic bag, paper. I don't want to read off this, but we have done a lot of ways in the reduce, reuse, recycling space and the residents. That's our 4th R that we add to this, or what we do with our residents. Nice. So what more are we gonna do? So we're going to keep doing what we are doing, continuous improvement, because if we are doing something, we're going to do it better next year. We're going to do more of recycling, more and more of recycling. In fact, we've reached the point that we need bigger bins because now everybody's recycling to the point that our bins are not big enough. Do less of, reduce paper notices where we can, just reduce wherever more we can, and start doing, and we have it here, leveraging the transport system. Our condo is super excited about having the MRT and opening new gates so that we can hop onto the MRT quickly. Next. So in the following slides, I'm just going to share a lot more detail. Next. So digitization, I'm sure lots of condos have done it, but Waterside has done all its booking and payments electronically. In fact, we charge if you do it physically, just to dissuade people from doing it physically. Next. We are exploring EV charging within our condo, but that's something work in progress. Next. Water at Waterside. Everybody knows we have a lot of water bodies and we love water. But there was a project undertaken by one of the residents and council member a couple of years ago. And now they measure water for all the usages. And the reason for doing that is whenever there is a spike in water consumption, they can figure out if there is a leak. And the sooner you figure it out, the sooner you fix it. You save water and you save money as well. Next. Exploring solar, and that's part of the green plan. All roofs should be either solar or green. Singapore Swimming Club's done a great job next door to us, and we have a subcom working on it, so it's again work in progress. Next. For lighting, back in 2012, they took the initiative of converting to LED lights. And we have a process of sensors in the car parks so that we only use lights when we need them. And we have a process where after 10 o'clock, some common lights are switched off. And by midnight, some more common lights are reduced to 50% because we don't need all the lights up. We have something called the Waterside Reuse Day. Basically, that was started in 2017 by some group of enthusiastic residents. What we do is get together, bring around stuff, declutter our houses of things we don't need, but they are in good condition for other people to need. And we put them all in the function room, and we invite all the estate workers, the gardeners, the sweepers, the cleaners, as well as the domestic workers, to come and take their pick and take what they want. And most of the time, pretty much everything is taken away, and if anything is left, it goes to Salvation Army or Group. And this was, of course, it stopped during COVID, but BDC started in 2023. And again, purely volunteer run, and management office supports us, giving us the room free of cost and helping us conduct the day. Regular recycling, nothing unusual, I'm sure everybody does it. Next. This is something we have posters like this around our barbecue area and our mini mart, just to remind people that even when you're having drinks at the barbecue pit or near the poolside, we have an extra set of bins set up just near the poolside so that if they're having drinks there, they can put the cans, bottles into recycling and not into the trash. Our e-waste bin used to be small, and now we have a bigger, better e-waste bin, because e-waste is also another issue which Singapore and globally everybody is facing. Next. This is something we are very proud of. Clothes recycling and textile recycling bins have become popular in the last couple of years in Singapore. There are many organizations doing it. And if you don't put it into recycle, it will reach the landfill. I don't know how many of you have made a visit to Samako, but I have, and my heart bleeds to think that something which should not go to landfill is going to the landfill. So by putting this, we are encouraging our residents to put all the textile waste, which could be old kitchen towels or torn clothes which you can't give to somebody, into textile recycling bin. This is just a good picture to show off with both the bins together in the basement. Nice. This is something again we are very proud of. This is a recycling for oil, and we have a collection bin for that. Just next. This may not be visible from the distance, but this basically explains why oil should be recycled and how we can do it, and send it into the channel for biodiesel. So if you put it into your drain is going to clog is one problem, but you're polluting the water and causing a bigger problem for Singapore as a country. And if you're putting it into your trash and it's reaching the landfill, then there's a different problem when the trash is being incinerated and the fumes that are going to come out of it. So by just being mindful, collecting it and putting it into the bin, you're channeling it into the biodiesel space. Most commercial entities do this and they get paid for the used oil. But at residential level, it's a small collection, but this is something we do to encourage the residents to do this so that we can help the environment. Next. Go back, I think we missed something. Okay, now next. So this one is for old shoes. This is actually a national campaign which was started out and supported by a couple of corporates. And we participated in that. And we have a bin for collecting old shoes. And the rubber in the old shoes gets repurposed into making surfaces for playgrounds and sports fields and tracks, etc. So this again helps repurposing and recycling and reusing that material instead of that going into the landfill. Next. Okay, EcoBridge is a company which collects reusable stuff, waste stuff, things which may not be easy to recycle for individuals. So they even take your broken pots and pans or leaking pots and pans or broken kitchen appliances, etc. Everything, even clothes, books, shoes, lots of things. And personally, me and a couple of our friends were using it on a random basis. And then I decided to contact them and ask them if they would do a monthly collection at Waterside. And now it's an ongoing feature. It happens every last Friday of the month. We have a small space dedicated to it. Again, management is approving. They tell us 3 hours, you can use that space. People collect the stuff. He comes, he takes it away. All that does not go to the landfill, and that's the happy part. Next. Our community garden. A lot of people may know about it and Knox may not, but I'm very happy to share it's probably the first community garden in the area. Started in 2020. It's all part of the community in loop program of the government of NParks. And it aligns very well with the SG Green Plan, which was all about Singapore trying to grow its own food, and growing food should be a life skill which everyone should have. So our community garden is largely for edibles, and we experiment and grow things. Of course, because of this, the fact that it is very small, we don't grow much. But some days we have big harvests like the big pumpkin, and other days we have the tiny harvest like the tiny tomato and the green chilies also. So we have a thriving community. Apart from the fact that it's growing vegetables, it gets a lot of people together. We have a functioning team, and it's amazing how exciting it is to see people doing the gardening morning and evening. It's not like the whole condo is doing it, about 40, 50 people are involved, but the whole condo is very proud of our garden. Next. And we won 2 awards in 2020, by the way. So it's O'Shea. Okay, now part of our gardening group, we also have a composting group. Since there are a lot of sustainability enthusiasts in our condo, and whenever we all get together, we usually manage to get things off the ground. So this got off the ground back in 21, and we got an aero bin, and there are about 40 active residents who are always involved, and some are come and go, who collect our kitchen waste and who compost it, and then the compost is used in our own garden. And sometimes when we have excess, we even put it in the waterside plants or we take it home and use it. But all that kitchen waste from all these homes is going here and we make this compost. And this is ongoing. It's happening literally on a daily basis. NDP decor, my favorite. A lot of people are aware that we won the award 3 times. And that's not just that we won the award, it's also because we made it almost everything out of trash and reused stuff. And we've used all kinds of reused stuff. And the community, way back in 21, because of COVID restrictions and travel, there was a huge community that came together. Keeping in mind the COVID restrictions of 5 in a place, etc., we still managed to put up an amazing display. And we've done it for 3 years in a row. So I'm going to show you some pictures which are more recent, from 23. This, of course, is when Mr. Lim and the team came for inspection. This is a group photo with the residents, which doesn't show much of the decor. Next. This is all the decor, which again may not be clearly visible, but I have more pictures. Okay, this is a handprint board. We thought we'll involve the community, all the elderlies and the children who were not part of making the decor to come and participate and do handprints and write their name. And in 1.5 days, we ran out of space and we had to stop because more people wanted to come, but we didn't have more plywood. This was the only plywood we had for reusing. But this was so much fun making it because the anecdote here is in the evenings you would see small children dragging their parents or elderlies bringing their sons and daughters-in-law to say, oh, I went to participate in this and that's my handprint. That was overjoying for the people who had coordinated it. It was real fun. So our theme for 23 was the green plan and the 5 pillars. And for the energy reset, we actually kind of recreated the Tengi solar farm, the largest floating solar farm. And it was all made with the blue caps from the milk bottles and the solar lights which the CC gave us 2 years ago in the goodie bag. So we reused them and created this. Next. Then Resilient Future is all about growing your own food, etc. So we recreated the Temasek Rice project and the vertical farms, etc. All this was made with old bottles and old plastic caps. Next. Singapore City in nature. Again, another old piece of plywood, some bottle caps and some enthusiastic people who love to paint when we created this. Green economy was tough, we couldn't figure out what to make, so we just made a green dollar sign with green bottle caps. Because it's such a vast subject, and to get little children to explain green economy was getting difficult, so we said, okay, let's just make a green dollar sign. Sustainable living may not be visible from there, but the sustainable compass, which is, it talks about nature, economy, wellness, and society and wellness, sorry, not that. So this was made with red tags, if you can see, and all the 17 SDGs are classified into those 4 categories. And this was built with bread tags, you know, the little plastic things you have on top of the bread. So 3 of the years we used normally stuff which is either thrown away or sometimes it is also recycled. But the collection of this was a lot of effort. So everybody in Waterside was collecting and then we got the help of maintenance and the management to collect things and keep in the store and other stuff and then use it. And the other good part of this is in 23, because of our display being so amazing and being based on the SG Green Plan, the 2 of the events where the CC invited us to share our displays, and one was at Fashion Day in September and the other was at EcoFest in November, which was 5 CCs coming together for an EcoFest. And we're very proud and happy that we could take our displays there and share it with the community. Orange juice. You must be wondering why orange juice is coming in here. A, it's healthy, it's part of the sustainable living thing, and B, our community loves it. So instead of going for Cokes and sodas, we have our own orange juice vending machine in the estate, encouraging people for a healthy lifestyle. Part of SG Active in certain ways, I would say. Festival decor. Singapore lights up 5 times a year. So Waterside also lights up 5 times a year. We have our lighting every year, and we reuse all our lighting and decor. Trust me, we actually collect everything, store it in boxes, open it up again, and reuse it. We mix and match between festivals and colors and reuse as much as possible. So how does Waterside achieve all this? Residents' involvement, of course. We have these people, the initiative, the tenacity, the perseverance in that group is amazing. It's really fun. I lived there for a long, long time, and I can vouch for it. It's amazing. Management support and can't underline that, because if they didn't support us, none of this would happen. And our maintenance team is so good. They look forward to all this because it's not the usual work. It's the other work and interesting work, and they get to learn as well. They support it, and they do all that work with a smile. Putting up the NDP decoration, changing the decoration for the festivals, helping out if we need some help in the garden, or if some heavy thing has to be lifted. The team is always smiling and helping us. Government support, of course, community in bloom. When we had to set up our garden, we had the NParks team help us out, the community in bloom team help us out, guide us, invite us to sessions, invite us for training, give us the resources to get it going on the ground. And not last not the least, acknowledgement and appreciation. Most of us Watersiders who are involved in this around the community are known for it. And it's always joy when somebody says, oh, this happened in your garden, oh, this happened in your NDP, and we all love it. Okay, this was supposed to have animations, but they disappeared. So we are probably the first or the only condo in Tanjore for this. We have a reuse day since 2017. I'm repeating some of it, but I take pride in that. The community garden since 2020. A community composting group since 21. We have a bin for old shoes and new future also since 21. An oil recycling bin since 22. NDP decor with trash and upcycling. Hat trick of 3 golds in the last 3 years. An orange juice vending machine inside the estate. An e-waste bin which is larger than usual ones, the kinds which the CC also uses. A textile recycling bin since 23. Monthly recollection with EcoBridge. And the next time that event is we have planned is cash converters coming to our condo and conducting a cash converters event for people who don't want to go to cash converters. We are bringing them to a condo to do this. So remember, your support makes a difference, your action makes a difference. We all can do a little bit and make a difference to our area. Thank you for listening to me and the opportunity.